Hello everybody, welcome back to Screenstars. I'm here today to bring you my review for the 2021 horror thriller As the Village Sleeps, a film that is directed by Terry Spears and it stars Chloe Camemere, Winnie Doo, Mark Adam Goff, Michael Gum, Shia Luna and Daniel Olgwin. Now this film is a low budget indie film and it follows a group of friends who are staying over at one of their family residence. One of the friends, it's owned by her father, and they are staying there and they're having a party. It's had to be a fairly low key party because they don't want to wreck it and ruin it. So they all decide at this party to kind of have a party game, and essentially this party game is who's the werewolf type of thing, where you've got to kind of close your eyes, decide who's the werewolf, catch them out, etc., etc. And then the following day, some of the group, they are noticing that some of them are missing, and this then leads to this mysterious tale where they've got to try and find out who's missing, why they're missing, and if there is a connection to this werewolf game that they were playing. Right, what are my thoughts on As the Village Sleeps? Well, first and foremost, guys, this presents itself as maybe a werewolf film. It isn't a werewolf film. You're not going to go into this film and see, werewolves. Not in the way you expect, certainly. Which is a huge disappointment, of course. Now, those of you who've just seen the fairly recent release, Werewolves Within, was it? Which was based on the Ubisoft game. Now, the Ubisoft game, my understanding is this film is actually more based on the Ubisoft game in a lot of ways because it kind of follows that story. The game itself, it's a VR game, but the game itself is you kind of all sit in a circle, and you've got to kind of guess who's the werewolf from clues and things like that, which is very much the game these guys were playing at the beginning of this film. So if you're aware of that game and you're aware of that scenario, then you'll feel comfortable with this whole film concept, really. The trouble with this film is it's got an interesting idea that it stretches out over the length of a film, and it becomes tiresome and it becomes dull. And unfortunately, it's filmed with fairly deeply unlikable characters. Now, they might be fairly believable, certainly in this day and age. I can't remember a character I thought was decent or who I cared about in any way, shape or form. I thought the majority were deeply unlikable and I didn't care what happened to them, which I think is a major miss in any film, especially a horror film. It's low budget and at times that really shines through, unfortunately. Some really poor sound mixing going on, and dubbing, where the voice doesn't match what's on screen. It just doesn't seem to match up, and the same with quite a lot of sound effects. There's a scene at the beginning of the film where someone jumps in a pool, and you don't get that sound effect. It just adds to somebody from the outside watching this who's not used to low budget films will immediately be turned off by this sort of thing, and they will immediately ridicule it, which is a shame because sometimes if you can push through that in these sort of films, you do get a decent film at the end of it. Unfortunately, that's not really the case here. I found myself pretty bored with this film. Occasionally, it promised a little bit more than it delivered, in the sense of, you would have characters walking around in the dark and then you would hear growling noises, supposed werewolf noises, and then you'd see someone attacked and you'd be like, yeah, this is it. We're going to get a werewolf now. No, you're not. You don't see anything really, and it's a thin plot that is stretched paper thin. It's like someone's got a little bit of butter and they've got to spread it all over a huge slice of bread, and there's just not enough butter, and that tiny bit of butter is the plot of this film, unfortunately. I didn't think the performances were bad really by anybody. I just didn't like any of the characters. Some were a little bit stronger than others. Some of them were a little bit more believable in their characters than others. But apart from maybe the odd one here or there, I didn't enjoy the company of any of these characters really. So I thought from the most part it was a missed opportunity. I don't mind like mystery films, like whodunit films, and it's actually a clever thing to do with a low budget film, I think, is to present it in this way. But you've got to deliver something that it resembles a scare, and unfortunately this film didn't do that. It wasn't scary in any way, shape or form. It was confused, overly long for the idea that they presented, and chock full of characters that I didn't really have much time for. So unfortunately, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 10. It's a missed opportunity, unfortunately, but there are maybe something in there that you guys will enjoy if you can tolerate low-budget films. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you liked the review. I hope you found it useful, and I will be back with more content on the channel very, very soon.